Hello YouTubers, 95 Speed GTA. Today I'm going to be trying out the 1080p version on my Kodak ZI-8 camera, and I would like to introduce a new member to my car collection, and that is my 1996 Pontiac Grand Prix GTP. Well, actually I think it's an SE. I'll look in a second, but let's go over its features and its problems and see what we got. For 1996, this car is as old as my brother, and again, my brother has his own YouTube channel. It's XX Albino Banana, so check him out. He's a pretty smart kid, and he makes cool videos, just like his brother. So, this car, for its year, is in immaculate condition, and what I mean by immaculate condition is there are no dents on the car at all. The only thing with this car is, as you could see, the clear coat is coming up on all the plastic pieces of the car. And what I mean by plastic is like the bumper, the fender flares, and the body kit and such. Everything on the metal is perfectly fine, just needs a good compound and a good wax. Rims and tires are in pretty good shape. The back tires got a little bit of rot on them, dry rot on them, but that's normal because the car sat for about a year. This car has never ever been in an accident before. My favorite part about this car is the body kit. These cars back in well, they started making these cars in, I think, 1988. The Grand Prix two-door sports coupe. 1988 to 1996 was the body style, but this specific body style that you're looking at was from 1994 to 1996. There were a couple of different body kits that came on this car, and I have the favorable one. The other ones, like the SE kits, are pretty ugly, but I love this car. I have the 3100 V6 motor, not the 3.4 dual overhead cam. I used to have a 94 GTP, which had the 3.4 liter dual overhead cam motor, and those motors are high maintenance and complete shit. If this car happened to have the 3.4, even though it was very, very well maintained by my friend's dad, who was the original owner, I still wouldn't have purchased it, because that car and that engine, the combination was a nightmare. For the 1995 model year, this thing came pretty loaded. First of all, I have the original key fob, which is in a trunk release, an unlock and lock remote, no alarm. It's just basically a keyless entry. I have the original keys, and I have the window sticker. I have everything that came with the car, along with all service records. And the man who owned this car before, my friend's dad, like I said, he's the original owner, and this thing is in beautiful, perfectly working condition. Let's take a look and see just how good this car is. If I didn't really need a everyday car so bad, I would take the time out and seek out a couple of collectors to see if they would be interested in this, because this car is a perfect candidate to be in somebody's collection. Just needs a little cleaning up, a little clear coat refinishing, and this thing would be really, really good with somebody's personal collection. But for now, it's going to be in my personal collection, and hopefully someday I'll keep it, just as like I did with the Firebird, and I'll have two really nice Pontiacs. Pontiac is my favorite car line. This trunk, minus the speakers that I just got for it, and the can of antifreeze, the trunk is in perfect condition. There's no water stain marks, there's no dirt everywhere. It's perfect. Kind of like this car was very, very lightly used. And it was, because for a 1996, or 95, no 96, sorry. For a 1996, it only has 81,000 miles on it. Just like every car I buy and every car that enters my collection, whether I pay for them or not, they all have their pros and cons. This car has a lot of pros and a very, very, very few cons. Anything that's wrong with this car is correct to its age, and I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about the dependability of it, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. So let's take a look at the inside. and see what we can find. First off, these cars have really cool door handles. Really cool, but they break a lot. I had my 94 GTP that I went through 2 of these. If you pull these too hard, they'll break off, and then you have to replace them. Sometimes these things, they get misaligned, and what happens is you got to pull them really hard for them to engage the little plunger that's on the bottom that releases the door latch. This one is actually showing signs of the problem too. It's rubbing up against it, and the door's unlocked. It's not opening. What you got to do is I put my thumb on here and I pull a little hard and it opens up. That's not good, and eventually it's just gonna break. Okay, first problem right off the bat was the door handle. Second one is there's a little, well, I don't know the proper term for it, but there's a little kickstand which holds the door open and keeps it from going like this when you let go of the door. That actually fell apart, and I need to fix that just by going to a junkyard and picking up another one of them. It actually goes right here, and that's it. But anyway, here, take a look at this. These door panels. These door panels are in perfect condition. There's not one cigarette hole burn, there's not one stain, not one rip, not one tear. This car is in perfect condition for its age. So, minus the snowstorm we had and a little bit of salt residue that's on here, this carpet has really never seen feet. He had all these kinds of protectors down on it and everything, and I'm going to be getting some other ones too, just to keep up with the way the car was treated its whole life. But take a look at these seats. Not one rip, not one tear, and really no signs of wear. I mean, it's faded a little bit. I mean, if you're, sitting out here for 14, 15 years, there are a couple of black marks, they're just dirt and they could come out very easily with not a problem. Back seats are in perfect condition. Headliner is near flawless. We just got to fix that up there, the little sagging. What's great about this car is for 1996, the stereo system still sounds really great. Steering wheel controls all still work. A little faded out. And for 1995, you really didn't see. For 1996, you really didn't see CD players. So it has a CD player and has a equalizer, which is really good. Let me get in here. Here's the mileage. We got 81,185. And this is really nice, this car. Usually on these cars you see that AC vent broken all the time. It's not broken. And the fact that it was never smoked in. And I don't even think he had too much coffee in here or drank too many liquids in here, because there's not a lot of visible stains. But it's amazing how well this car was kept. Okay, so we have the 3100 SFI V6. SFI is sequential fuel injection. This is a revised version of a 3.1 liter V6. The 3.1s were commonly found in a lot, and I mean a lot, of GM cars in the 80s and 90s, along with the 2.8 liter motor. But this is pretty much the base motor that you would find in a lot of GM cars, like the Chevy Lumina, sometimes, and some Chevy Cavaliers from the 90s, Impalas, and you know what? I think the 3100 is still used today. not too sure, or maybe it's been changed with the pushrod 3400 motor. But this motor has been babied its entire life. And I love to beat the shit out of all my cars, but I just can't do it. I also made a promise to the old owner that I would take very good care of it. Anyway, this is a well taken care of motor. He used to gunk it and clean it up and all that stuff. And it doesn't need a tune-up, it doesn't need wires, it doesn't need an air filter, it needs nothing. In 2006, it got a new alternator. Looks like the serpentine belt could be replaced. The tensioner is pretty damn strong. Oh, that's cool. The water pump I don't think is original, I'm not sure. But from what it looks like, most of the hoses are original. For being a 15-year-old car, it runs and sounds totally perfect. Even the sound system too. And we're going to try that out now, but let's hear the motor.